There's no such thing as a good food or a bad food, only bad diets, or worse still, unhealthy lifestyles. A balanced diet consists of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals, and very importantly, water. A balanced diet is important because it can help to prevent certain illnesses, for example, certain cancers, heart disease, diabetes, and so on. The bulk of our calories in a correct diet should come from carbohydrates, including some complex carbohydrates such as fibers that are found in wholemeal bread or brown rice. The rest of the diet should come from proteinaceous foods, meat, dairy products, fish, and we also need to have some saturated and unsaturated fat in our diets. But the guidelines are that we should try and reduce our intake of saturated fats and increase our intake of unsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, such as in oily fish or in vegetable oils. Carbohydrates are the main source of energy for our bodies. They contain sugars, which are used for energy for us to walk and talk and exercise and move around and live our daily lives. Fat provides energy, but it also plays a role in protecting some of our vital organs. Fat is also important for providing vitamins. Some vitamins are fat soluble. Proteins, as you might find in meat or dairy products, help us to repair our tissues and help children to grow. Large molecules like carbohydrates and proteins are broken down by enzymic reactions, and these reactions require water. That's one of the reasons why water is so important. Water intake, 8 glasses a day if you can manage it. But the liquid can be in the form of other drinks such as fruit juices or coffee and tea, bearing in mind that coffee and tea contain stimulants. Vitamins and minerals are important for digestive reactions in the body and for maintaining good health. They also play a role, for example, vitamin C plays a role in prevention of infections. Fiber used to be known as roughage, and it's important because it helps our bodies to digest the food that we eat. It helps the food to move through our digestive system, particularly the gut. Many fruits and vegetables, whole grains, and nuts contain fiber, and so the recommendation is that a balanced diet should include 5 portions of fruit and vegetable per day. Fruits and vegetables also contain some very important vitamins and some minerals, and also antioxidants, which are thought to play a role in preventing certain diseases like cancer, for example. We eat too many fats. The proportion of our diet that comes from fats is too high, and the fats tend to be of the saturated kind. Saturated fats can predispose people to increased risk from atherosclerosis, or the thickening of the arteries, and so can lead to an increased risk of heart disease and heart failure. We need to reduce our consumption of saturated fats and increase our consumption of some of the polyunsaturated and unsaturated fats. Too much salt can lead to high blood pressure, and that in turn can predispose a person to heart problems. Hence the recommendation now is to try and reduce the amount of salt used in food, particularly that salt shaker on the dinner table. Don't use it. We take in too many calories for the level of activity that most of us engage in. And many of those calories come from refined sugars, sweets, cakes, and so on. Well, people nowadays eat out much more, not just for special occasions, birthdays or weddings, but on a routine basis. They go out for lunch, and very often people have 2 meals a day outside of the home. So there is an opportunity there for caterers to develop new, healthy, palatable, delicious recipes and help balance the nation's diet in that way. Many food manufacturers have worked for decades on reducing the amount of fat, for example, in spreads, mayonnaises and sauces. And similarly, there's an opportunity for caterers to develop lower fat dishes to reduce some of the salt in some of the dishes, for example, by replacing it partly or wholly with herbs and spices. There's no need to try and remove fat completely from foods, but just achieve a balance between the extremes of a high fat and a no fat recipe. In today's society, caterers play an essential role in promoting a healthy lifestyle and a balanced diet.